You know, sitting right next to me, joining me again for the second year in a row, whatever, is Bill Whittle of PJTV. Bill, thank you so much. He's also regular on, by the way, on Red Eye and on Fox News Channel. Great to see you.
It's great to be here.
Gosh, it's been a whole year. Can you believe it?
Been a year. It flew. It just flew by. Yeah.
Lots of changes.
Looks a lot nicer. It looked great last year, but this is really kicking butt.
It's pretty amazing.
And look at this. We have this all-star panel over here answering the phones and on the web. My God, you guys.
Andrew Breitbart. I mean, what a mug,
Larry,
you know?
and all these guys.
Larry's there. That's right. All our staff members from Move America Forward, and PJTV. All you folks have really helped to contribute to this effort, and we appreciate it.
Well, thank you. We're all on the same team. You know, that's my favorite moment in the Superman movie, the classic Superman. He drops Lex Luthor off in the prison yard, and he's about to take off into space. He says, "Country safe again, thanks to you, Superman." He says, "No, Warden, we're all on the same team."
Yeah, there you go.
So it's great to have allies.
We are, and we've got some amazing members of the military, men and women alike, who are out there in the hot desert sun. Right now, it's about 120 degrees in the shade. Just miserable conditions, but you know, they love to get these packages, and we love to get them to them.
Well, you know what it is about these packages that I think is most interesting, and I've talked to a lot of soldiers about this too. You obviously get out there and you want the water and the sweets and the luxury of having it stuff. But you know what it is about this box of Oreos? Yeah, they're nice cookies and they taste good, but what this really is this is home.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, this is home, and this is what you grew up with, and you may be in the worst place in the world, and in a very, very bad set of circumstances, but every time one of these boxes show up, not only do they have the appreciation that people care about them, but it's not just the cookies. It's a little piece of home, and they can be at home for a while. You know, we talk about these soldiers, and we talk about the incredible risks and the sacrifices that we just heard the story of. The one thing I think a lot of people who've never really been in that environment don't fully get is just how much boredom there is. Just that you are just days and days and days of utter, complete boredom, punctuated by moments of absolute terror. And what they do to make a little piece of America where they happen to be is astonishing. What they'll put flags up and bumper stickers and posters. But when one of these things comes in for them, they get jelly beans or they get beef jerky or Oreo cookies, it gets them home. And we can't bring them all home forever at the same time, but we can bring a little bit of our home, a little bit of their home, out to them in the field.
You know, one thing that most people aren't aware of is that with these Jelly Belly candies that are donated to us, by the way, by the Jelly Belly Company in Fairfield, California, there's messages of peace and friendship written to the Iraqi people in Arabic. And they've been used very successfully in PSYOP operations, part of the counterinsurgency efforts. These go to the kids. The kids obviously take them to the parents. The parents read the message from the American people that's written to them. And it says, "A gift from the American people in hope that your country will one day enjoy the freedom and opportunities that we have here in the United States." So this is not only for the troops, but also something for the troops to give back to the people of the countries that they are in.
What kind of country does that? You know, if you look at the history of occupation and armies and the history of the world and the Romans and the Greeks and the Egyptians and the Babylonians and the French and the Spanish and even the British, who are very civilized people, when those armies go into a country, it's occupation. It is a very rigid brutality. We're the only army in the history of the world that has ever gone into a combat zone and distributed jelly beans that say, "We're your friends and we just want to help you."
Yep.
You know, nobody else does that.
Yep.
Essie, would you remind everybody what the phone number is again?
Sure, it's 866-866-6372, and also Troopathon.org. You can go online and donate there, and you can do this year-round, but we hope especially today. And please go on to Facebook and Twitter as well. When you tweet about us, use the hashtag Troopathon.
Yeah, we're going to be back with some of the comments from the Twitter world and from Facebook, but we need to actually take a little bit of a break. Before we do that, though, I understand that we have some thank you letters that we're going to be reading. These thank you letters are from actually some of the people who are in the United States military, who are overseas, who are serving, and they write back to us and to you, for those of you who donate. Isn't that right, Roger?
Talk about feedback. I hope I get through this, okay? Because this is a letter from Jaime Gonzalez. He's a Master Sergeant in the United States Air Force. Here's what he writes. "Thank you for your support of the troops serving overseas. Your package was well received and brought home a slice of America to us. Words will never be able to describe how much it means to us receiving a package from a complete stranger, wishing us the best of luck and praying for our safe return home. On more than one occasion, I've been having one of those days when I hear the sweet sound of mail call, and I run to see what's come in. It's like being a kid at Christmas time, seeing a box with your name on it. People back home ask me all the time how I can go away for so long and not go crazy without the creature comforts of home. I tell them it's hard, but with complete strangers sending us care packages and letters, it makes it all worthwhile. Jaime says, I've been serving my country for over 20 years. And although I've missed a lot back home with my family, in the end, it's worth it knowing that I was able to make at least one person in America say thank you for keeping America free.
Oh, that makes me want to cry. Oh, what do you think of when you hear something like that, Bill?
Well, they're the best people we have, and we often hear people say, oh, they're just the Rubes and the Hicks who couldn't get a job anywhere else.
Yeah.
So they're just the best people we have. And there's just one thing I wanted to just call people's attention to. We see all the pictures of the guys with the rifles, and certainly they're the tips of the spears, and they're the guys who are mostly in harm's way. But for every one of those guys out there with a rifle in Baghdad or Afghanistan, there's 20 or 30 other people, and they're troops too. Yeah. And they may be deployed in Fort Bragg, or maybe they're at Nellis Air Force Base, or maybe they're on a supply ship that's fueling the aircraft carriers so those jets can fly their combat missions. And I just want people to remember that while these guys are the guys who are taking the risk and getting shot at, we have soldiers all over the world. They're deployed in Germany, South Korea, Djibouti, everywhere. And this affection, I know I'm speaking for everybody in America when we say this affection goes out to all of them, no matter where they may be.
Absolutely right.
Absolutely.
Bill Whittle, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it.
It's
from
great to be
PJ
here.
TV.
We'll see you next year.
You bet. And we'll be here next year.
You're darn right you will.
I just want to mention, too, for those of you who are watching in Tulsa, Oklahoma, that my good friend, Sergeant Mike Huff, who is just retired from the Tulsa Police Department, is celebrating today. Sergeant Huff was the one who was responsible for tracking down the murderous thug, Whitey Bulger, who was of the notorious Winter Hill Gang. And I know that he and his friends in the Tulsa Police Department are actually contributing to Troopathon. And of course, as law enforcement officers all across the country, we very much appreciate their service and sacrifice as well. So a little shout out there.